Yeah, so now this is a session one. So basically, we are going to do what we call MS and breaker. So basically, session one and session two are going to be introduction. I imagine, I'm sure most guys will be familiar with the concepts of session one and session two. But as we advance session three onwards, you'll get to appreciate most of these things. Yeah. So let me just write this down. Yeah. So we're doing MS and breaker. So now MS is what we call market structure. Market structure. So now these are basically foundational concepts that you have to know. Market structure. So under market structure, we have two kind of structures, which I imagine you know. We have what we call the uptrend, and we have what we call the downtrend. The downtrend. So most times when you open your charts, these are the structures that you have to look out for. Either the market in an uptrend or is it in a downtrend? So if you're able to know the market structure, then that is your starting point. You can be able to start building up on that. Now, for the uptrend, you basically look out for buy opportunities. Buy opportunities. Buy opportunities. Then for the downtrend, you look out for seller opportunities. Opportunities. Just follow those simple basic rules. If you try to trade against these structures here, most of the time you'll be risking your capital. So it's I usually advise that you follow the trend or you follow the structure that is visible. So I'm just going to do a quick illustrations, but I'm pretty sure you're familiar with these concepts here, but maybe just take it as maybe a reminder or a refresher sort of course. Now, for the uptrend, price will basically form what we call higher highs. So now what we're seeing here, price is forming higher highs. Higher highs. And then lower lows. So now basically what we have here, these are what we call higher highs. So price will basically form higher highs. Higher highs and then lower highs. Yeah, it will then form lower highs. That is for the uptrend. And as I said, for the uptrend, you look out for buy opportunities. So now whenever you open the charts and you see this kind of structure, just look out for buy opportunities. Look out for buy opportunities. If you have this kind of structure, the uptrend, you look out for buy opportunities. Opportunities. Then for the downtrend, it's the opposite. Yeah, today's session is going to be simple. It's not going to really be complicated. And trading is not even meant to be complicated. It's people who like complicating things. Just keep things simple. Then for the downtrend, it's the opposite. For the downtrend, price will basically form a lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and lower lows and lower highs. I think this is very simple. This is self-explanatory. So price will form a lower lows, lower lows, and then it will form what we call lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Yeah, so now this is just the foundation. Yeah, so now this is what we call the downtrend. The downtrend. So you look out for sell opportunities. Yeah, for now, regarding the sell opportunities, how to get your entry, we shall cover that under session 2. Under session 2, where we shall be doing what we call DP. Session 2, DP. We shall build up on that. So for now, I just want you to know this basic structure, market structure. It's something that you have to know. So when you open your MT4 or your trading view, on any time frame, because market structure is fractal, right? From daily to H4 to H1, M30, even up to M1, it's fractal market structure. So you can actually, if you're scalper, you can look out for structures on lower time frames and be able to make good decisions. So I think that is it regarding market structure, right? We have the uptrend, we have the downtrend, and you know what to do. Never trade against a trend. Never trade against a trend. I think if you've been following me on Facebook, most of my entries, I usually follow the trend. I follow the trend, right? Most of my setups, you won't see me trading against a trend because you'll just be risking your capital, basically. So let me just get a general. Yeah, so now this is, let me see. This is an Australian or Canadian. Yeah, this is a demo account. It's a demo account, so don't, it's a demo account under Xness. So I'll be using this one now for illustrative purposes and demonstrative purposes. So don't get worried. Yeah, so now this is Australian Canadian. So I just want to illustrate something here. Let me just get back. You can see this is on a H4. You can see there's quite a lot of information here. You can be able to know whether the market is on an uptrend or a downtrend, right? Okay, now let me just start here. So now this is very, very clear. This is what we call a downtrend. So you can see price is forming what we call, price is forming higher lows. Price is forming higher lows. Higher lows, and it's also forming what we call lower lows, right? This is a downtrend. So under this downtrend here, the best thing would be to look out for sell opportunities. Always try to follow the trend or follow the structure, because usually it makes you more profitable. It's very, very safe to follow the trend. So now here we had an uptrend. So you can see clearly our price was forming what we call higher highs, and then it was also forming what we call lower highs, right? So we have lower highs being formed there. Yeah, this one is not so perfect, but at least you can see the picture there. Downtrend, uptrend. Downtrend, look out for sell opportunities. Uptrend, look out for buy opportunities. These are basics. These are basics that you have to follow, right? This should be your guiding principle. Always follow structure. Now here, this is what we call a downtrend. You can see price is forming what we call lower highs and lower lows. Lower lows are very simple. I think I'll stop at that. Regarding the uptrend and the downtrend, you can find it all over the charts. And just something I want to add on. There's another kind of a structure. It's called what we call the ranging market. The ranging market. Ranging market. So now when the market is ranging, basically when the market is ranging, what you'll notice a sideways movement. This is what we call the ranging market. And usually for a ranging market, I recommend you don't take any trade, right? When the market is ranging, I recommend that you just observe what is happening. Only trade if the market makes a clear direction where it wants to go, uptrend or downtrend. Try to avoid what we call the ranging market. The ranging market. I think it happened on a Euro-US dollar. Euro-US dollar was ranging for some time, and I guess it was trapping people. Try to avoid ranging markets. Let me see if I can find it. Euro-US dollar, it's right there. So you can notice around here, market was ranging somewhere here. This is what we call a ranging market. When price is ranging, just observe. So once it makes a clear move, that is when you can think of making a trading decision. So now here, this is what we call a ranging market. Avoid ranging markets. Maybe you can trade them, but I don't recommend. I usually recommend uptrends and downtrends. So I think that is a structure. I think I've explained what we call MS, a market structure. The uptrend, downtrend, and the ranging market. Try to avoid the ranging market. Now, the second thing that I think now we've done, let me see, MS. Now, let me conclude with breaker. Now, breaker is very important. I just want you to pay close attention to my explanation of breaker. It's a very fundamental principle that you have to know, especially when you are analyzing the markets or approaching the markets. Let me see. Let me get back here. So we're going to what we call the breaker, right? The breaker. So now there are two things that the breaker helps us to identify. So now the breaker, first of all, it helps us confirm direction of price. And then two, it helps us to confirm a change of market structure, right? Market structure. Those are the two things that the breaker helps us to confirm. So direction of price, and then the change of a market structure. So just take note of this. I'm going to explain and illustrate for you. Now, let me just get here. Let me see. I think I'll leave these. Let me just call it. Let me call it 1. Okay. Okay, now for the breaker, let me just, so now the breaker works hand in hand with market structure. So I'm just going to explain to you the breaker. So now let me just use an example of a downtrend. So now here we have a downtrend. So in a downtrend, you look out for what? You look out for sell opportunities, right? Sell opportunities. Perfectly. So when price is forming a downtrend, forming lower lows and higher lows, right? Lower lows and higher lows. So now each time price breaks a level, this is what we call a breaker, right? Breaker. So now when price breaks its level, it confirms to you the what? It confirms to you the direction of price. That is how it helps us confirm the direction of price. So each time price breaks a level, at the back of your mind, it will confirm to you that price will pull back or retrace to a decision point before going down, right? I'll teach decision points in our next session. Same thing here, we have a breaker there. So price broke a level. So it confirmed to us the direction of price. So if price broke this level, meaning it will retrace back to a given decision point there, and then continue down. So it's just indicating to us where price is going. Same thing here, we have a breaker, right? So whenever price breaks a level, it will confirm to you a retracement and then the direction, right? I think I've explained that aspect clearly. So now the breaker helps us to confirm the direction of price. Very important. I want you to take note of that. And the same thing applies for an uptrend. If you're having an uptrend, so now whenever price breaks a level here, that is a breaker. So now the breaker confirms to you that price will continue going up. So whenever price breaks a level, wait for a retracement and then ride that direction there, right? These are breakers basically. These are breakers and so on and so on. I think let me stop at that. These are breakers. Let me just write that down. So these are what we call the breakers. The breaker. Yeah, so the breaker works hand in hand with market structure. So if you look out, if you're analyzing the markets and you don't see a breaker, just leave that setup because you won't know where price is going to go. So the breaker helps you confirm direction. Breaker, all these are breakers. Breaker. Yeah, I think that is it regarding breaker. So now the breaker helps you confirm a direction over price. So I think I've explained that illustratively here. So each time price breaks a level, it will just confirm to the direction of price. Same thing with the uptrend. So that is it regarding a direction of price. Now let me explain to you. Let me explain to you how the breaker helps us confirm a change of market structure, right? Now this one I want you to pay close attention. Let me see. Yeah, I think that is that. Okay, let me get to my Illustrator. Let me save this. Let me save it as 2. Okay, now let me explain this other one here. So now how does the breaker help us confirm a change of market structure? So now there are cases whereby you have an uptrend. You have an uptrend, right? you have an uptrend. Of course, in an uptrend, you look out for what? You look out for buy opportunities, right? You look out for buy opportunities. Now, there are cases whereby the uptrend is changing to a downtrend, right? And of course, we shall learn that more under decision points, right? So now when price is changing the trend, usually it changes trend after reacting to a decision point to your left. We shall look at decision points in more detail under session 2. So now here you have what we call an uptrend. An uptrend. Let me write it down. So you have an uptrend here. You have an uptrend. Now, I just want to explain to you how the breaker can help you confirm change of market structure. So now here what you're going to do, you're going to wait for price to drop. So now when price drops, as soon as you see price breaking this level here, that is what we call a breaker, right? So you can use the breaker as a confirmation for change of structure. So now once price breaks this level here, wait for a retracement, look out for a possible decision point, and then ride that direction, right? Very beautifully like that. Like that. So that is how the breaker helps you confirm a change of structure. Very simple concept, right? Yeah, so now the whole thing is here in the middle here. So now the breaker can help you confirm a change over market structure. So I think I've explained that here, from the uptrend to the downtrend. Yeah, something of that sort there. Yeah, I think that is it. So I've explained what we call market structure and a breaker. Yeah, so this is session 1. Let me just get an example on that. Now, I think it was US oil. I want you to pay close attention here. Okay, now this is what we call a US oil. So what do you notice here? What do you notice here? Here we have what we call an uptrend, right? That is what we call an uptrend. If you notice, price was forming higher highs. Price formed higher highs and lower highs right there. Now, what do you notice? I think you can now see. Now, notice what happened. Notice what happened. So now this is a practical example of how the breaker can help you confirm the change of market structure. So now notice here we had an uptrend. Now, if you notice here, price broke a level there, right? Price broke a level there. So now this is what we call the breaker. The breaker. So now when price broke this level, it has confirmed to us a change over structure, right? So now price is going to change from the uptrend to the downtrend, and the breaker has helped us confirm that. So here what we're just going to wait for price to retrace up there, and then we can now sell this setup here. And now this is what is it? This is a US oil. It's a current setup on the markets. It's a current setup in the markets. So I think this is a good practical example how the breaker can help you confirm a change of market structure from the uptrend to the what? To the downtrend. Yeah, so I think I'm now just going to conclude. If you're liking the session, you can comment. You can just say, you can comment in the comment section, on the chat section, yeah, in the chat section. Because I feel I'm talking to myself. If you're following me, just say hi in the comment section. Yeah, perfect. I thought you had left your your laptop. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Now let me get to my live account. Okay, now this is my other account. Let me see. Yeah, as you can, this is it's Wanda. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that book. It's called Wanda. Yeah, it's the book where I usually trade live funds on. So now these are setups that I've sort of analyzed for the week. Let me see. Yeah, I think I shared the setups in my other group. You guys will join this group after week 1. So now these are some of the setups that I will share here. And then I go on my Facebook and then post before and after. But this is where we cook setups from based on the concepts that you're going to learn, or that we're going to learn. Okay, now this is what we call this is a US dollar, a Mexican peso. So now you can notice here we had what we call we had an uptrend, right? We had an uptrend here. So now meaning in an uptrend, you look out for buy opportunities, right? So now meaning one could have bought here, one could have also bought here, and right here, I'm planning to buy because it's an uptrend. And now notice we have a breaker here. That is what we call a breaker. So now whenever I see a breaker, it just confirms to the direction of price. We have another breaker there. So I've placed this entry here based on the breaker, because now here we have what we call a breaker, right? That is what we call a breaker. So each time you see a breaker, it just confirms to the direction of price. So I'm anticipating price will possibly continue going up, right? Based on the concept of market structure and breaker. Yeah, so as you can see now, the entry has just it got triggered. I think weekend spreads are disturbing it, but hopefully when the markets open, it will run in profit. But otherwise, anything can happen. That is why I focus on risk management. Always manage a risk. You can't predict that the market's 100%. So learn to manage your risk. Now, same thing here. So now this is what we call, this is an Australian NZD. So now notice here, I identified a breaker. So here we have what we call the breaker. We have a breaker there. We have a breaker there. So now basically, I'm just waiting for price to retrace back to this area, and then I can sell, right? Because now the breaker here has confirmed to me the direction of price, right? Even if I was to go to a higher time, let me go to daily. So you can see on daily, price has already tested a decision point right there. That is why I said we shall learn more of these things under session 2. So now the decision point also confirms to a change of trend. Then the breaker then gives you further confirmation about the direction. So now this is daily, and I'm getting my entry on M15. I think that's M15. Yeah, so I'm looking out for sell opportunities along this area here. Let me see. Yeah, this is a old US dollar. So I've identified a breaker there. I'm waiting for price to retrace, and then I can possibly sell. Same thing here. That is why the breaker will be the most common concept you will use when you're analyzing the markets, right? So you can see we have a breaker there. Price broke a level. So now we're waiting for retracement, and then we can sell from there. These are current setups. They will likely play out next week or in the next 2 weeks. Same thing here, we have a breaker. So I'm basically waiting for price to retrace, and then I can sell from that area there. So I think you're now appreciating appreciating the beauty about breaker. Same thing here, breaker. I'm waiting for price to retrace, and then I can look out to sell, right? Very simple concepts. Always follow the trend. Uptrend, look out for buy opportunities. Downtrend, look out for sell opportunities. Don't try to don't try to trade against the market structure. You get burnt badly. Yeah, so I think that is it. That is it for session 1. Yeah, I hope you have learned quite a lot in session 1. Yeah, so session 1 basically a market structure. I know those basics there: uptrend, a downtrend. Uptrend, look out for buy opportunities. A downtrend, look out for sell opportunities. Avoid arranging markets. Then I use the concept of a breaker to confirm direction and also change of structure. So that is basically a summary of session 1. Yeah, so what should let me end it. Let me end it here. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, so now this is I'm sure most of you have visited this page before, LFX analysis. So now, if you notice, most of my setups, they are based on the concept of what? Of breaker. Now notice here, here we had, notice price, I identified the breaker, so I had to wait for price to retrace, before I could sell, right? That is what we call the breaker. And now you can notice what happened afterwards. Let me see. You can see what happened afterwards. So now price basically, so you can notice price broke a level. Then after breaking the level, so we now knew that price is going to continue in the downtrend. So it retraced and then we sold, right? Yeah, that is it. That is just a summary. There's nothing really complicated about what I trade. There are so many things you're going to learn. Yeah, let me edit that. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Let me see.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so this the market structure and the what we say like a breaker. It's like the very basic, okay, and it's clear actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like okay, so like we can what we say like so next it will be like the homework, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I'll send it immediately, like after 30 minutes, probably. I will upload the recorded session and then a PDF having a brief assignment. So, yeah, but I hope you've loved the session. You've learned a few things.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing of market structure, it's already like it's very clearly explained,
Yeah,
and also it have that potential that if we go with the follow the trend, and then we can get some good winning ratio.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I'm glad that you've learned, and let me call it a session. I don't want to exceed the 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Okay, have a good night, and we
Yeah.
shall be communicating.
Sure, sure. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, let me end it.